the corner, they talking real loud, spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud, spreading no lie, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time Queen Goddess goes live. All right. Also, don't forget to double check and make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you have not been receiving the notifications. All right. Okay, and I'm late as usual. Hey, G from the land. All right, Aquarius MC is in the building. Jeff ATL, that crazy beach Aries. All right, let's get into it. Vince, I am from the UK. Oh, Vince, I am. It is too early. Vince said all wigs, screw to popo and other heathens. Feel free to depart the queendom chat quietly. Vince, you are so nefarious. Okay. Hey, Nene, Buckhurst DC is in the virtual building. DJ Big Six. Let's get into it. Anita Harrell. Nessie X is here. All right. G from the land, we the people. Dangerous. Okay. That crazy bitch Eric said we black up in here. All right. Hey, Christopher. All right. And so we're about to get it popping. Shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. Y'all know I love me some royals. All right. And so before we get started, hey, Mel, before we get started, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes. Here we go.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Community in Minneapolis.
Woo, honey, we got to talk about some stuff today. I'm just sitting here listening to this. Hold on, we're about to get into it. Listen, anyway, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes hair oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she has a beard oil. So let's get into it, honey. We got to talk about these Somalians. We got to talk about this. Okay, hold on. Let me send this to my email. All right, so someone sent me a story that I saw right before I started this live, and I want to talk about it. It's about the Somalians. This woman, I'm going to call her Cinnabon Karen. Cinnabon Karen called a Somalian the N-word. Okay, she called a Somalian the N-word, and she was consequently fired from her job. And so, hold on, beloveds. I'm sending this stuff to my email. She was consequently fired from her job. And then so other racists, such as herself, because she did say that she was racist. She said, "You're an igger and I'm racist." That's what she said in a nutshell. And so other racists came to her rescue and defense as per usual, and they sent her money on a GoFundMe or one of those uh funding sites, crowdfunding and whatever. And so now some Black people are upset because they're saying they reward racism in this country. Well, that's what they've always done, and that's what they'll always do. I, for one, don't care. They don't bother me when they send money for their foolish devils. That doesn't bother me, and it shouldn't bother you. And if it does bother you, then what I would suggest you do, because you can't do anything to stop them. So what I would suggest you do is that the next time you see a Black person wrongfully, handled on the side of the road at a traffic stop by the police and they get arrested or whatever, put something towards getting them bailed out. Okay? Or if there's some form of misjustice that happens to a Black person, donate to them. Like we did with Carmelo Anthony. We just do the same thing. Don't worry about what devils do, because I don't. Okay, unless they start doing something to us, then I'll say something. But they do amongst themselves, to themselves, for themselves. I really don't care, because devils will always be just that, devils. Okay, but let's talk about Cinnabon Carrot, because Cinnabon Carrot is a racist and proud of it. I have to admire that. Okay, you got to give credit where it's due. If you're going to be a racist, stand 10 toes down. Okay, stand on business and let it be known that you're a racist. Don't throw rocks and hide your hands. Okay, don't say, "Oh, I have Black friends," when you don't even like Black people. I like my racism to be blatant and in your face. So I can appreciate Cinnabon Caring for admitting that she's exactly what she is. And I ain't mad at it. Okay, so let's get into it. Crystal Wilsey, ID'd as Cinnabon employee, fired over calling Somali customer the N-word in a viral video. This must not have been too bad, because I never heard of it until now. But let's keep going. Have any of you heard of this story? Anyone heard of this? One's in the chat. One's in the chat. Have you all heard this story? Vince I am says, "Same here, Queen." Okay, I know. We don't need to be worried about the goings on of devils. That's when you get sidetracked. See, here's the thing. They worry about us and obsess over us. That's what racist devils do. So let them continue to do that. Let's not fall in line and do the same thing. Okay, so a Cinnabon employee who was fired after she was filmed racially abusing a Somali couple at a Wisconsin mall has been identified as a 43-year-old mom. Now, Crystal Wilsey from Oneida, Wisconsin, is the woman all at the center of this disturbing video that went viral on social media. I'm not going to show the video because I don't have any, I can't block out her saying the N-word, okay, because I didn't edit it or whatever. Like I said, I just got it right before. But I'm going to tell you what she said. Now, the clip shows Wilsey hurling the N-word and other vitriol while in a heated argument with two customers at Bay Park Square Mall in Ashwaubenon, near Green Bay. Here she is right here if you want to see her. Looks like a typical Karen. You see, I've never had a racist devil call me the N-word to my face, at least. I don't know what they've said behind my back, but I've never had them call me that to my face. But God rule the day any of them ever do, because boy, do I have a pre-planned thing or two for them. Okay? Not putting hands on them. Back in the day, 20 years ago, that's probably what I would have done. Probably put your teeth to the back of your throat and wouldn't give a damn because I keep bail money. But no, I don't have time for that right now. See, now I have too much to lose. Yeah, PhDs are very expensive, and you don't want to get any felonious assaults or any kind of charges, okay, that would make them really not usable. So, but with that all being said, honey, you call me the N-word if you want to. All we're going to do is have a little discussion about biology and science and DNA. Mhm. That's where I'm going to take the conversation to, and your feelings are going to get hurt real quick. I promise you. So anyway, you're going to walk away more mad than I am. That's all I'm saying. Okay. So that's how I handle devils. Now, with that being said, the unidentified customer who was at the mall with her husband on Friday claimed the dispute broke out after she asked Wilsey to add more caramel to her pecan cinnamon roll, according to her cousin Sabrina Osman, who posted the video on TikTok. I am a racist and you are a jigger. That's what she told the customers, all because they asked for extra caramel. That's what she said to a Black Somali couple. Now, here's where I find this interesting. I want y'all to pay attention. Somalis do not identify as Black. Africans, Jamaicans, Haitians, they don't identify as Black. They identify as the nationality from which they originated. Okay, we know that. The only people of deeply melanated skin tones who refer to themselves as Black are African Americans. So when they say described as a Black Somali couple, that's kind of an oxymoron to me because, first of all, we know that Somalis tend to have darker skin just like African Americans who are deemed as Black. So why did you need to put that in there? I don't know. It's as stupid as saying, well, do you see those two twins? You don't need to tell me there's two of them. If they're twins, I know there's two because twins come in pairs. So I'm just saying. Anyway, aside from that, the fact that they put Black in here to me is to try to exert a closeness and proximity to Black people to show that this is racism because of their Black hue. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Because we know they don't identify as Black. And in fact, some of these Somalis don't even like Black people. We're going to get into that in a second. And I'm not defending this couple either, just so you know. I'm just calling out Karen's BS. So I am a racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Okay, this is what she said before pointing at the pair and adding, "Don't be disrespectful. You're ruining your life, by the way." That's what Osman's cousin told Wilsey, the Karen, told her, "You're ruining your life, by the way." I don't know how she thought Karen was ruining her life, but she says, Wilsey says, "Bye." She replies sarcastically, smiling at the couple before raising both her middle finger at them and staring at the camera. "You talk about respect. You're fired from this place, Mother Ucker. You're not going to be working here." That's what the man filming her said. In response, she crossed her arms, gestured to her crotch, and told the couple to suck it. Don't hold back. Tell them how you really feel. Suck what? Look how you effing look, the man said, prompting her to repeat herself. "What's wrong with you?" Osman's cousin asked her. "What the F is wrong with you, you effing ugly bee? Get the F out of my face." This is what Karen said, continuing to flip the bird at the customers filming her. "So you are the ugliest person I've ever seen in my life." That's what the husband told Karen, to which she responded, "Good." Okay. And then she said, "Effing evil ucks." It's all ridiculous. Okay, Osman said her cousin and her husband could tell the atmosphere was not welcoming at all because of this worker's facial expression and attitude. Okay, this is what she explained in the TikTok video. So then her cousin noticed that the caramel was running low and asked Wilsey if she had any more. Before the employee appeared to grow angry and begin racially insulting the couple. So they're saying that's how it all started. Keep squeezing that caramel, B. That's what the man shouted as he was filming at some point. Cinnabon confirmed on Sunday that the employee, who they did not publicly identify, has been fired. We've seen the disturbing video from the Cinnabon Bakery in Ashwaubenon, Wisconsin, and we do not condone this behavior. Now, the former employee was immediately terminated by the franchise owner. Their actions do not reflect our values or the welcoming experiences every guest deserves. And so a Give Send Go fundraiser appeared shortly after the video circulated, raising money for the employees' living and legal costs, and had garnered more than 20,000 in donations within a few days. Now, the fundraising page claims the customers instigated the argument by harassing Wilsey during her shift, which triggered the outburst. It isn't clear what exactly happened before the customer began filming, but Wilsey didn't immediately respond to requests for comments. Okay, so here's Wilsey flipping them off. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. First of all, this is also childish and stupid to me. These are grown people going back and forth in this childish exchange. Okay, please pay attention. What are we doing here? Y'all see that? There she is. I guess she thought she was really giving them hell, so to speak. All right. So now, with that all being said, what do you all think about this? What do you all have to say about this? Your thoughts, please. Do you think this stems from what Trump has said about the Somalis? And maybe that's why this all happened? Because, we hadn't really heard anything about the Somalis getting into any of these type exchanges as of late. But then just days ago, Trump pretty much was calling them trash. I'm pretty sure it had something to do with that. Just my opinion. Okay? LeVar said it's funny to him. Okay? Mel said it's ignorance. All right, so here's the thing. As I said, the Somalis some of them don't really care for Black folk. And in fact, some of them don't care for Black folk, and some of them blame us for this whole little thing they've got going on with this fraud, this $1 billion worth of fraud. Okay? Brother Phil Scott did a video about it days ago, and I watched, and it was interesting. How are they blaming us because they got caught up? And then they said that some Black people are going in on them. I don't know if Black people are or not, but guess what? If they are, so what? They go in on us all the time. Don't they say we're the biggest liars, thieves, lazy? I mean, don't some of these people come here and say these things about us? I'm sorry, make it all make sense. Little do they know or care that our ancestors are the reason they can come here. Okay? But with that all being said, let's go to the footage of the Somalians talking greasy, or Black people complaining about Somalians talking greasy about African Americans. Like up, everyone, please like and share. Now, I haven't heard these videos. I just sent them to my email really quick while I was starting it live, as you all could see. Hold on. The Myron Gaines Somalian clan blames us for everything. I mean, some of these people seem to blame us for everything, which is interesting because they don't have the same smoke for the people that are really oppressing them. Okay? Or they're really giving them problems. I just find it interesting. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Like up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
So you had a situation online where it's African Americans versus Black immigrants. You have this, popular online movement, FBA, and I've done multiple videos about them. And that movement foments hatred, it foments division among Black people. And so the recent example that we have is this situation involving statements that President Trump made against the Somalian people in America. He basically said that they are garbage and he doesn't want them in America. He wants them to leave America. He went on to say that their country stinks. He went on and on to make these disparaging remarks. And he basically said to Representative Omar is garbage as well. And so there have been some videos that African Americans have done where they have pointed out like statements that Somalians have made when it comes to being black, for instance. You know, there are multiple videos on social media where Somalians say that they're not black. You know, they try to distinguish themselves from other African people.
And see, that's my point. Because in that article, they call them a black Somalian couple. They don't identify as black. There's nothing wrong with that if they don't want to identify as black. I'm just saying, don't try to call them black, okay, when you're talking about racism happening to them. That's all I'm saying, as in comparison to us.
People by saying that they're not black. And then also, I saw a video of this imam basically complaining about African Americans and making disparaging remarks about African Americans. This is an imam. You're supposed to believe in the brotherhood of humanity and stuff in Islam. But instead of promoting brotherhood, this man promoted prejudice and bigotry against African Americans by referring to, you know, basically saying that African Americans don't know who their fathers are, that most of African Americans are products of one night stands. Total nonsense, total garbage, total propaganda. And then you also had a video clip of these Somalians rallying behind Trump before these controversial remarks were made. You know, they attended this pro-Trump rally where they're talking about they support Donald Trump. And then you had this other guy that did a recent interview on CNN responding to these statements that Donald Trump made. A Trump supporter, the Somalian Trump supporter. And so some people are using those video clips to basically say, well, we don't care what happens to Somalian immigrants. You know, we don't give a damn about them since they don't care about us. And I think that this is what people like Donald Trump want to see. They want to see people of color fighting each other instead of fighting Donald Trump.
Okay, sir, please sit down somewhere. Okay, I'm not going to listen to all of this. His video is kind of long, but that's what I will say. Give a damn what Donald Trump or anybody else wants to hear. People will talk greasy about me. I'm not going to go out on the limb for you. Period. Okay? It's not going to happen. All right, it's not going to happen. If you want to talk greasy about African Americans, I'm not going to stand up in your defense. That's just not going to happen, honey. At the end of the day, if they want us to stop going for them, they need to stop coming for us. That's just what it is. I mean, it would be all nice and lovely if we all could just join hands and sing the words of the old Negro spiritual, you know, we shall overcome. But we don't, and we haven't. So until we do, this is just what it is, sir. Okay, you're living in la la land, in my opinion. Okay, I'm not going to sit up here and cape for these people who are not caping for us, think they're better than us, come over here, and y'all got plans to really just take over African Americans. That's how it looks to me, because I'm going to play a video to let y'all see why I say that. So please, sir, cut it out. I don't agree with hate and division. I don't like going against Black immigrants because at the end of the day, we all are melanated people and we all should get along and it would be great. But some of them, the facts are the facts. They do not like us and they never will, in my opinion. So what are we supposed to do? Black people need to stop bowing down, okay, bending the knee to appease everyone else. Okay, we're done. I don't care who you are. Okay? Whether you're Black immigrants, Latinas, okay, or white folk. If you don't want to fool with us, we're not going to fool with you. That's just what it is. The buck stops here. Okay, that's where it stops. Now, I'm not going to spew hate and division because I've never been down for that. But those amongst them who don't like us, don't expect us to come to your damn rescue when the shit hits the fan like it just has with Trump. That's all I'm saying. If you want us to be allies and get out there, you want us protesting with you, you want us speaking up for you, then you best to be doing the same. And you best to be showing us gratitude because if it wasn't for our ancestors, you wouldn't be here anyway. Okay, so put some respect on our names. And until they do, this is what it is. This is what it is, period. Now let's let him continue because I guess he thinks he's cooking.
They love to see that. They love to see Black people at each other's throats. When the fact of the matter is, this white man doesn't make these same distinctions that we make. He doesn't see any difference between Somalians and African Americans. When the police stop
We already know that. I'm not even going to let him finish because at the end of the day, sir, we already know that. No, white people, here's the thing though. Here's the thing. If they pull them over at the roadside and they look black, yeah, okay. They'll just consider them, look at them as if they're just a black person. But in real life, we know that there is a distinct difference. When they come over here, they let them get away with stuff they're not going to let us get away with. They give them things they're not going to give us. That's how they come over and start these businesses and then start looking down on us like, y'all sorry Negroes been here all this time. Y'all were born here. How come y'all ain't got no businesses? How come y'all on Section 8 and get EBT? How come y'all like this? And then they start acting like they're better than us. But little do they ever talk about the fact that y'all were given handouts when you got here. They give you grants that you don't have to pay back, 7 years of not having to pay taxes and all kind of benefits. They don't give us that. They don't even want to give us business loans, even if we have collateral and an 800 credit score. That's how that goes, okay? Everybody hates on us the most, period. That's just what it is, sir. And he wants to sit here and try to make this comparison, but I don't need to hear it because we already know how it goes. Bye, sir. You've said just about enough, okay? You've said just about enough. Now let's go on to the next video so you can see why I'm saying exactly what I'm saying. All right? Now, I say this, I love all ethnicities of people. I'm not saying I love everybody in all ethnicities of people. What I'm saying is I could have the capacity to care about different groups of people. It depends on what kind of people you are. There are some white people who are good white people, okay? Pastor Dana, a good friend of mine. I love Pastor Dana. Pastor Dana is a good white person. He is a person who speaks against racism. He speaks about who the real Hebrews are. Those of you who follow the spiritual channel, you've seen him on my show. With that all being said, everybody's not bad in every group, but in every group, there's some bad people. And in many of these groups, there's people who don't like people who look like me, and there's people who don't like people who are African Americans that look like us a bit, but they just don't like us and they're not really us. So those type of people, I'm not defending you. Okay, I'm not defending you. Allies are the people that have your back. And then if they have your back, you should in turn have theirs. I'm not going to have your back if you don't have mine. Okay, and I recently heard something about Ilhan Omar, and I think I'm going to go to that video next. I want y'all to pay attention. All right. I appreciate his efforts, the guy that was just talking. But, sir, that's the same talking that I was preaching 5 years ago. And I'm sorry, but I've learned better. Okay, I had to wake up and see that these people, many of them just don't have no love for us. And so, I said, I have love for them. Now, the ones amongst them who act like they got some sense, like Vince I Am, for example. Okay, I love them. But the ones who are out here acting crazy and just talking trash about us, like Cynthia Erivo, yeah, I don't like those kind. I don't like those kind, okay? Just like the white people that act and think like Trump, I don't like those kind. All right, I just don't. The white people who act and think like Pastor Dana, I love them. That's how that goes for me. Now, that all being said, let's continue. So I want y'all to hear this. Hassan and Ilhan Omar discussing replacing Black Americans in the GOV. I say, what? Yeah, y'all get into it. Okay, let's get into this. See, secret plots and plans to just boot us out of things. I want y'all to pay attention, honey. Okay? A lot of these different groups get together and plot on us. I don't know why they be plotting on us. At the end of the day, we don't bother them. Why is everybody always hating on African Americans? Make it all make sense.
Top I can. That's Hassan Ali, and this is Ilhan Omar. We know who Ilhan Omar. Hassan is the.
And by the way, Antoinette, beloved, thank you for your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings.
President or prime minister of Somalia. They had a roundtable meeting with nothing but Africans talking about getting in to American politics, but understanding that they are 100% Somalian and they will never change. Now, in this clip that I'm about to show, Mr. Ali, Hassan Ali, is talking, and he's letting it be known that Ilhan Omar is there to take a Black American seat in Congress.
It is very important in Ilhan Somali 거기서 마대와 엑시디스 타이라. 니는 누구 하까 또 세야 하다가 뭐로. porque that's what
they are not here to be our friends. They are not here to fight for all Black people. They are here to fight for Somalians. That's it. Those are not my words. It's their words. It's their actions, right? So before y'all jump on here, look, just another jealous Black American. I'm not jealous of anything. We can't be beat. We're undefeated here. That's something y'all forgot. Mind you, this shit was on camera. So I want to know what y'all got to say about that. I already know that Black Americans have no allies at all. We don't have friends here. We don't have allies here, especially Africans. It's sad, but it's true. And it's not coming from us. It's coming from you guys, because you guys come over here to this country, automatically look at us as enemy number one. Then you get caught on camera doing this kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
It's absolutely crazy, but I love when people show their true colors. Please tell me who you are so I can believe you the first time.
Thank you. Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about right there. Okay, that's the kind of BS I'm talking about. Now, Black people, with that all being said, and now that we've seen that and it's been uncovered and put in our faces, stop voting these people in. Okay? Vote in Black representatives. Don't vote for these foreigners, because they're not going to have your best interest in mind. Period. And that's just what it is. I don't give a damn who's mad. I said what I said. They're not going to have our best interest in mind. Don't vote for them. Period. Now, let's go to this next clip. Another thing too, excuse me, another thing too, is that, they were saying that they didn't commit the fraud and stuff, and they were trying to act like Black people had something to do with the fraud. No, we didn't have anything to do with fraud. That was y'all. But I want you all to pay attention, because what Phil Scott exposed in this video that he did the other day is that they basically, and I remembered this too, because about 3 years ago, some of you all may remember that I did a video about fraud in the Somali community in Minnesota. Okay, you all may remember that, but then all of a sudden that story went away and I forgot about it until now. And now I see why the story went away, because they swept it under the rug. Because according to Phil Scott's report, he said that the Somalians basically, they were saying that that was racism. If they're going to be looking into them and conducting a full investigation into their fraud and whatever, that's racist. So the people that were in charge, these organization heads and whatnot, they didn't want the fallback or the blowback from that. So they decided just to stop, let's not have an investigation. Let's just let it go. And so the fraud continued. Now it's in excess of $1 billion. And now they have to say something. And so with that all being said, the Somalians feel like, we're joining in, talking about them as they're being accused of this fraud. Well, some Black people probably are talking about it. Let's just keep it real, because if it were Black people, African Americans, that is, they would definitely be going in on us, because don't they always talk trash about us and liken us to criminals and all of that? Okay, I find that very interesting. But another thing is the fact that they were able, according to Phil Scott, to get them to shut down that investigation by crying racism. You know who that doesn't work for in this country? It doesn't work for us. It doesn't work for us, like Phil Scott pointed out. We have never been able to get them to shut down anything or stop anything just because we said it was racist. They've never cared about being racist towards us. But when these other people come over here, they try not to show racism or to let it be known that they're being racist to them. And then if it's something that's going to be a big headline, yeah, they'll do stuff like this, sweep it under the rug. But now it's all coming out. And so they're upset with African Americans, but don't be mad at us. And y'all say y'all didn't do the fraud, but the records and the receipts say that they did the fraud. And quite frankly, I expect that they did the fraud, because Somalians are the ones that are the pirates of the Caribbean. Right? Who are the pirates out there on the seas, taking over those ships? Who are the ones out there on the seas robbing those ships? Isn't it the Somalians? Yeah, it is. Okay. Funny thing is, they'll come here and call us criminals. All right. Who are the biggest scammers? They'll come here and call us scammers and criminals. I find it interesting. I shut down this Nigerian one day. He was on TikTok talking about how Black people in America don't deserve reparations and saying all these reasons why and all that. I told you all about it. And me and him got into this back and forth because I hopped in his DMs because I was trying to get him to come on the show and debate me about it. But then he made some kind of derogatory statement about African Americans. And I told him, sir, he basically tried to act as though they're better than us. And I said, sir, you're known as the biggest scammers on the planet, bar none, mind you. When people think of scams, they think of Nigerians sending out emails and all this stuff and doing whatnot. So, sir, don't sit here and try to talk about us when you have a history of fraud. After that, he didn't respond. Okay, I'm sorry, what? See, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Always to Vince, I am said he's the captain now. Vince, sit down. I'm just saying, this is what they do. They talk greasy about us. But then when the same people they relish, I want y'all to pay attention because a lot of these folk, they absolutely love the white folk and they love being the proximity to whiteness. And then when these same people turn on them, then they want to come to us. Okay, and why aren't the African Americans out here marching with us? Oh, yeah, this lady, she said during the George Floyd protest, this Somalian woman, she said during the George Floyd protest, there were lots of Somalis. The whole Somali community was in Minneapolis or Minnesota was out there. Do y'all remember that? Somebody once in the chat, if you all remember seeing the Somali community out there protesting for George Floyd. I'm not saying they were not. I don't remember seeing them. Do y'all remember seeing a bunch of Somalis out there? Y'all remember seeing a bunch of Somalis out there because they said they were out there protesting, okay? And they said that they stood out there and stood 10 toes down, basically, and said the audacity of it's the nerve of us to not have their backs as they're being accused of fraud. What y'all got to say about that? Hmm? I have several questions. Uh, Booker's DC said lies detected. Okay. Reggie said no, no, they aren't. Okay, no, they aren't here. I'll walk through the protest to get to work and didn't see any of them. Okay, see what I'm saying. Perplex said if they don't knock it off. Mel said they were in the stores looting. K. Joe said, no, girl, they was not there. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. I didn't think they were. I'm saying, I think I would have noticed them. Okay. So with that all being said, honey, let me go on because y'all, these people is not about to worry me. That's what they're not about to do. Anywho, let's keep going. Let's keep going because I gotta get to the good part, which is Shedeur Sanders. We gotta talk about my nephew, okay? We gotta talk about my nephew. Okay, so I'm gonna play this last video and then we're moving on. This is a Somalian guy are the African Americans that are attacking Somalis doing the white man's work for them. I know he did. Is he calling us raccoons? Y'all hear it? This is what he said. He said we're doing the white man's work for him. Sir, we don't do the white man's work, babe. That's what y'all come over here and do. See, this is what I'm talking about. It's the audacity. You say we're doing the white man's work. That's what y'all come over and do. That's what y'all come over here and do. Say what? Let's get into this. Because he done lost his mind. He's clearly lost his mind, honey. And I'm here for it. Because I'm going to help him put the pieces back together.
So right now, we all know that, Somali people are under fire by the Trump administration right now and the white conservative, the right wing as a whole. But the one thing I'm seeing right now is this huge budding discussion and argument between Black people, African American people, and Somali people. What's going on? Why am I seeing Black people going on and justifying these attacks, these ICE raids, this mobilization of force to the Somali community in Minneapolis, Minnesota, by saying that we voted for Trump somehow? And these are talking points that come from conservative people that are incorrect. Do you see a place on the ballot that says Somali? Where are y'all getting this data from? This is very ignorant. And my question is, right, are the black people who are attacking Somali people, like, are they doing the white people's work for them? Are you guys, a heavily marginalized community in America, also attacking Somali people? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I don't know what's going on, but I'm discussing it right here in my live right now. So if you want to join the discussion.
Sir. Now, what do y'all think about what this young man had to say? How y'all feel about what the young man had to say? The young man has questions. Okay, he said, are y'all joining in the attack and doing the white man's work? How many of you are doing the white man's work? How many of you are doing the white man's work? Anyone want to fess up now? Reggie, stay focused. Okay. Okay, Bronze Flat God said, does he realize this isn't his country? What a clown. Okay, DJ Big Six said deflective talking points. Exactly. Sir, what the hell are you talking about? Okay, I find it interesting that these people say all manner of derogatory things about us. And then when they become the focal point of the news conversation, the headlines or whatever, and then if we even speak on it now, we're the problem. We're doing the white man's work. Get the F out of here. No, we're not doing the white man's work. We don't need to. He's doing a good job of it himself, causing mischief, mayhem, and all kind of chaos and confusion about the lands. Okay? We don't need any help with him, or he doesn't need our help doing that. He's doing a good job himself. That's why they put Trump in office. And then saying that they didn't vote for Trump. Y'all didn't? Because I have questions. Okay, because a lot of these immigrants absolutely did vote for Trump. All right, please miss me with it. Yeah, you did. You did vote for Trump, some of you. Okay, so don't cry now. Many people got buyer's remorse. And it's not our fault, all I'm saying. And speaking of Trump, let's talk about him. Trump's little lame self hosted this little Kennedy Center honors thing last night. And I heard it was all just a wash, that it was terrible, it was boring. Okay, and it was just dreadful, is what I heard. President Donald Trump on Sunday hosted the Kennedy Center Honors and praised Sylvester Stallone, Kiss, Gloria Gaynor, Michael Crawford, and George Strait. What a lineup. Does that even sound remotely appealing as something that anybody would want to go listen to? Anyway, billions and billions of people have watched them over the years. Okay, Trump, the first president to command the stage, said this at the open of the show. The Republican president said the artists recognized with tribute performances during the show are among the greatest artists and actors, performers, musicians, singers, songwriters ever to walk the face of the earth. Y'all hear this? Trump, I know you lie. I know you lie, but this is ridiculous. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. I'm going to say these people aren't talented, but to say that, in fact, Sylvester Stallone, Kiss, Gloria Gaynor, Michael Crawford, and George Strait are the best of the best to ever walk the face of the earth. Okay. Anyway, the Republican president said the artists recognized the tribute were the best since returning to office in January. Trump has said, or has made, the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, which is named after a Democratic predecessor, a touchstone in a broader attack against what he has lambasted as anti-woke American culture. Trump said Saturday that he was hosting it at the request of a certain television network. He predicted the broadcast scheduled for December the 23rd on CBS and Paramount would have its best ratings ever. But before Trump, presidents watched the show alongside the honorees. Trump skipped the honors when he was during his first term, but now all of a sudden he wants to host it. Okay, so anyway, asked how he got ready for the gig, Trump said that he moved along the red carpet with his wife, First Lady Melania Trump, that he didn't really prepare much. I have a good memory, so I can remember things, which is very fortunate. But I wanted to just be myself. You have to be yourself. That's the last thing you need to be, Trump. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, one of several cabinet secretaries attending the ceremony, said his boss is so relaxed in front of these cameras, as you know, and so funny. I can't wait for tonight. Lutnick arrived with his wife, a member of the Kennedy Center's board. Trump appeared on stage 3 times to open and close the show, and after intermission, he also talked up each guest or each artist in pre-recorded videos that played before their tributes. Okay, anyway, enough of the rigmarole. Trump is such a bull-isher, and y'all know it too. I saw a clip of the show, and it was dreadful. I saw a clip of the performances, awful, lackluster at best, and I'm being generous in my opinion. Okay, I'm being generous. Now they say that, hold on, let's go to Trump shifting his focus to the economy amid voter anxiety over rising prices. This ought to be good. Lights up. Believes we're in the last days. Well, if these weren't the last days, Trump's going to make them that 9 times out of 10.
5:32 here this morning. President Donald Trump is shifting his focus to the economy this week, responding to some voter anxiety over rising prices. This includes a stop in a key battleground state. Doug Lazader joining us live from Washington with a closer look at what we can expect. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning. For the White House this week, this is going to be just the start of a new emphasis on the economy, with recent polls and elections showing it may be a weak spot for the administration.
Thank you very much, Pennsylvania, and God bless America.
President Trump has been to Pennsylvania through one campaign after another, and this week it is back to that familiar ground to talk numbers.
Our country is doing well. We're the hottest country anywhere in the world right now.
The president talking up the country last night on his way into the Kennedy Center honors as the administration began driving an economic message through the weekend.
The real incomes are up about 1%. And what we're not going to do is say that Americans don't know what they're feeling. We've been working on it every day.
And look for the president this week to point out some bright spots, including energy prices. And the White House makes the case that most big price spikes were locked in under the Biden administration when inflation soared. But that argument may only go so far.
Even though today's roughly 3% inflation is a lot lower than it was in that summer of 2022 with Joe Biden, where it was going over 9%. We want zero. We want stable prices.
And after economic messages largely drove Democratic victories in last month's off-year elections, Democrats think they can keep hammering the president over what they call an affordability crisis.
People are not stupid. Costs are not down. They're going up. The president has even said affordability is a scam. What kind of bubble does he live in?
Now, our Fox News polls have shown a steady erosion in voter perception of the economy, with just 25% saying last month that the economy is either excellent or good. And back to you guys.
Okay, Doug Lazader tracking all of it for us in Washington this morning. Thank you, Doug.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. Okay, well, as we can see, not much has changed. Whose incomes are up 1%? My income hasn't moved at all. Income is up. Yeah, okay, let me know when that all happens. The lies continue. Anita says, I heard Melania read to those kids and bombed. I heard she read to those kids and bombed. What kids was she reading to? I missed that one. Reggie says he's absolutely delusional if he thinks we believe him. You know, we don't believe him because we have sense, but his cult believes him. Okay, his cult followers believe him. Anybody watch the Marjorie Taylor Greene interview that she did on, I think it was on 60 Minutes or something? She did an interview the other day. Did any of you all check that out? I haven't gotten a chance to watch it. I really probably don't even need to. Just I only want to watch it so I can find some just to get some information so I can drag her further. Because Marjorie, please sit down somewhere, okay? She's going hard in the paint on Trump, but you were all up Trump's ass, okay, previously, voting for everything that Trump was down for, okay? She was absolutely following his agenda, and then got pissed off at it because he wasn't going to back her as senator, her Senate run. So that's all that is. at the end of the day. And so she'll get no favors from me. Okay, that's not going to happen. Oh, the sick ones in the hospital? Okay. Well, I guess that was nice. But when y'all say she bombed, what happened? Could she not read well or what? Her accent got in the way? I'll have to look into it. I'll have to look into it. Now, that all being said, this is what I wanted to tell you all. Okay, so you know how people always want to talk greasy about African Americans, and they always want to just go in on us, but then when some ish hits the fan, who do they come running to? Who can they run to? Okay, like the song says, they run to us. Why aren't the African Americans? African Americans, please remember the white man, black men, we need you. That's what they all do. They hate us, but they need us at the same time. Like, make it all make sense, right? But you know what I found interesting? So Candace Owens, let's talk about it. You all know I told you that Candace Owens, when she had her little fallout with Ben Shapiro and got fired from the Daily Wire, and then all of a sudden, remember how she went on the Breakfast Club and trying to just, act like she needs her black card back, which she's never going to get. But she was sitting there talking about, some of the things that she said, she had to say those things and whatnot, and acting like everything was in her effort. Everything she did was an effort for her to help black people, like it was for her own good. That's how she tried to frame it. But then Charlemagne asked her a question, and I usually don't agree with Charlemagne, the devil, but he asked her a question that sealed it to let us know that she's not down with us and never will be. Y'all remember the question he asked her? The question that every real black person knows the answer to? Y'all know. Do y'all remember the question Charlemagne asked her? Once in the chat. Once in the chat, if you all remember the question that he asked her. Mel said Candace Owens can't be trusted. No, Kundis cannot. Y'all don't remember the question he asked her? He said, what comes after God is good? Y'all remember that? God is good all the time. And what comes next? And she didn't know. Y'all know she didn't know that, right? Girl, sit down somewhere. You're not getting no black card out of us. Get up out of here, okay? God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. So she didn't know the answer, right? So that sealed her fate as far as we were concerned. But here's the thing. No, that was a joke. But seriously, here's the thing. Candace, who has talked very derogatory about us, her own skin-toned people, for years, at the behest of her conservative, on the right people that she had shown favoritism to. Now, more of those people have turned against her since this whole thing with Charlie Kirk. Okay, they have pretty much tried to silence her. They've turned on her. Now, she still has a good majority of her fan base. But what I'm saying is the ones who put her out there on a pedestal, who uplifted her, they've now put her down. So what I found interesting, she had a little back and forth with Ben Shapiro. And guess who she tried to use to prove her point? Anyone care to venture? A black man. Let's get into it. I want y'all to see this, because I said, I this bitch did.
As you can see, I'm sitting in Greg Gutfeld's seat. But why, you ask, would this be happening? The answer is I called French intelligence, and something may or may not have happened to Greg.
It's hilarious. Laughing about actual violence is apparently hilarious, so long as it comes through in the context of humor. All is fair in love and laughs. And Greg Gutfeld, after all, is a comedian, so they're not being tribal at all. They're just being funny. Remember, I don't make these rules. I just follow them. And so I'd like to show you another comedian from my tribe. His name is Ace Smart, and he's going to make a funny too. And remember, it's never violent as long as we're telling jokes and it's said in front of a comedian. Take it away, Ace Smart.
No one in the United States should be retiring at 65 years old. Frankly, I think retirement itself is a stupid idea unless you have some sort of health problem.
I wonder if I slap the out you, would that be anti-Semitic? Because I don't want to be anti-Semitic. I just want to slap the out you. Shut the up. I'm so sick of you cornball ass trying to stay relevant in front of that podcast equipment. Shut the up. You want us to go to work and grind for the rest of our life while you sit in front of the thing and sound intelligent? Shut the up. I speak for everybody that ever woke up on a Monday morning. Shut the up.
passionate, hilarious, relatable. It's funny. As long as it's a joke, it's funny.
Okay, that was sickening for me to watch. I said, I know this didn't. Okay? That's the same kind of man that she would sit there and talk down on, talk trash about, call him ghetto. All right? She had the audacity to say, here's someone from my tribe. Girl, we're not your tribe. Your tribe is at your house. That's your tribe. But this, we're not it. Y'all to pay attention. This bitch had the audacity, dare I say. Her tribe. Girl, you done lost your damn mind. And then go play a clip of a black man going in. Girl, don't try it. See, that's what I'm talking about, though. This is what I'm talking about. This is what people like her do. They talk trash about us, put us down, act as though they're better, work at the behest of wanton supremacy. But then when they need to prove their point or they need some backup or whatever, who do they run to? Black folk. The real ones, okay? That's what they do. At the end of the day, honey, it's all so ridiculous. She needs to sit down somewhere. I just thought that was interesting. I just thought that was very interesting when I heard her say that. I said, because I was sitting there waiting. Because before I saw the video, when she said, oh, here's somebody from my tribe, I'm thinking, well, who is this? I mean, who is her tribe? I'm thinking she's going to put on, an old video of Charlie Kirk, maybe. Right? Girl, I know you didn't go there. Anyway, let's talk about Shedeur Sanders. Likes up, everyone, please like and share it. Kevin Stefanski needs to be fired. ASAP. Okay, what he did yesterday, honey, it's just, it's no more denying it. It's no more denying it. And let me tell y'all something. Yesterday, I had time. And for the little racist demons that was talking slick about my nephew, I had time to go back and forth with him a little bit yesterday. But this is how you know, like if you don't like Shedeur, just say that. They want to make up all these excuses. They want, oh, Shedeur's not this and that. Oh, he still lost. Here's the thing. When Shedeur won that first game where he started, they were like, oh, that team's been losing all year. So they don't want to give him any credit for that. That team's been losing all year. Then when he played the team yesterday, okay, and they lost, then it said, well, that's that team's first win. They've been losing all year. It's like they always try to find something to hate on. Y'all hate all y'all want, honey. That young man was shining on the field. And they all know it. All the haters know it. You get over yourselves. Okay? Now, here's what they report. This could be the nail in the coffin. How a stunning loss to the one-win Titans might seal Kevin Stefanski's fate. Really? I hope it does. Even Shedeur Sanders' impressive 364 64-yard, 4-touchdown performance couldn't match the organizational failure that was the Browns' 31-29 loss to the previously 1-11 Tennessee Titans. They won a game all damn year. But they beat the Browns after all that work my nephew put in. Kevin Stefanski, your ass got to go. Okay, don't make me come to Cleveland and pay you a visit because I got a couple of things I want to tell you straight to your face, sir. Okay, as the Orange and Brown Talk podcast crew dissected the defeat, a sobering reality emerged. This game might be remembered as the tipping point in Kevin Stefanski's tenure as head coach. They say if the Browns do decide to part ways with Kevin Stefanski, I think they're going to look back at this game and they're going to see how all the mistakes that happened in this football game, and they'll use this as a case against him. This is what Browns beat reporter Mary Kay Cobot bluntly said during the podcast. Now, the loss featured a perfect storm of coaching and special teams failures that left the podcast host incredulous. The Titans, who entered with just one win, managed to block a punt and secure a 41-yard kickoff return on the opening play. Both issues that Browns film analyst Lance Reisland had specifically warned about on Thursday's preview podcast. Let's go to the footage. My nephew was absolutely amazing out there on that field yesterday. How many of you saw the game? How many of you saw the game? Perplex said, when we rolling out, Queen, we stay on ready. Exactly. Okay, so let me just show some of the highlights because, Kevin Stefanski, I just don't even know what to say about him at this point, other than he needs to be fired. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm gonna go to some. This man right here is even more mad than I am. Okay, this man right here is even more mad than I am, honey. All right, he was going in, and I was here for it.
You gotta be kidding me. Here I am, trying to enjoy the last few hours of my vacation. I'm in Hooters, trying to watch the fucking Browns game, and what happened? Kevin Stefanski and his fucking clown show happened. I'm gonna tell you guys in the rain, because that's how I feel. Defeated. Shedeur Sanders absolutely balled the fuck out. 360 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, a rushing touchdown, put the team on his back. And what'd you do at the end of the game, Stefanski? You ran a fucking wildcat and took your best player off the field while he's fucking balling out of control. Fire this fucking clown already, and everybody that comes with him, especially dumbass Bubba Vinch. You just lost to a 1-win fucking team at home. Enough is fucking enough. I am so sick of this circus. You, Kevin Stefanski. Fuck you, Bubba Ventrone. You can all get fucked.
That tells how you really feel, honey. He was mad. Do y'all hear him? But, rightfully so. Rightfully so, because this is just ridiculous at this point. Now, let's go to some of the footage. It was all on purpose. DJ Big Six, you already know what time it is. Okay? Travesty.
Jumping, fuck what you expecting.
Okay, so y'all see, this young man has a very good throwing arm. Period. Okay, I'm sorry, but he's elite when it comes to QBing, as far as I'm concerned. Hold on, let's go to this next clip. And this is why people are mad. And then let me tell you something. This one guy yesterday was like, "Oh, I just haven't seen from him the same thing that I saw from his father, Dion, back in the day, da da da." And then went on to say, "I wish I could see it, but I don't. I was a fan of Dion's." I said, dude, if you were really a fan of Prime's, you would not be sitting here disparaging his son. Miss me with it. Only reason he was trying to say something favorable about Dion was to make it look like he wasn't hating on Shedeur at the same damn time. But that's exactly what you're doing. Because if you were really a Dion fan, like I said, you would not be talking down on his son. Get up out of here. All right. And this young man just got in the NFL. Of course, he's not made it to his father's status yet, but I'm sure he will. Okay. I'm sure he will.
Everyone in the Browns organization.
Hold on, let me get an overlay for this so no copyright issues. There we go.
Needs to be investigated. This is heartbreaking. Shedeur Sanders balled out. 4 total touchdowns for the kid. Number 12 showed you he's the guy. And yet, the worst 2-point conversion attempt I've ever seen in my entire life. You took him off the field. He's the reason you're in the damn game. He's the reason you had a chance. I'm not kidding. He was the best player for the Cleveland Browns today. I'm not kidding. Maybe the only bright spot for the Cleveland Browns today, him and Fannin. Obviously, Miles does his thing, but the defense even gave up a couple big plays. Big touchdown runs to Tony effing Pollard. Runs it in, clutch touchdown. We're right back in this. By the way, down 8. You go for 2 at that point. I don't hate it, but if you kicked the PAT there, you wouldn't have needed another 2-point conversion to tie the game at the next touchdown. Maybe it's just showing again that Stefanski has no faith in the quarterback, that he never wanted to be the guy, that he never wanted to start, that a third-round pick was used on Dylan Gabriel, who sucks, and I hated the pick when it happened.
Okay, y'all heard that. He said Dylan sucks, and he hated the pick when it happened. Well, you know, he does suck. I'm sorry to say it, but Dylan does suck. I'm sorry. It's true. Okay, it's true. How the hell did he get picked before Shedeur? Make it all make sense. Okay, it just makes none as far as I'm concerned. Okay, none whatsoever. Stefanski has to go. Why would he take Shedeur out of the damn game? That was crazy. Okay, that was crazy.
Play action by Shedeur. Oh, they coming. Nice little screen. Junkins getting loose. Could he go? 10-5. Oh, man. Tripped up at the 1. Play action by Shedeur. Oh, they coming. Nice little screen. Junkins getting loose.
Let's go to this next clip.
Sanders fires for the end zone. Open! Leaping up and grabbing it. Harold Fannin. And that's a Browns touchdown. In your face.
When we say you give him man-to-man, he's going to beat you. That's on Woods. High point the ball. Strong hand.
Sanders fires for the end zone. Open! Leaping up and grabbing it. Here, they'll have a shot. And he gets away. Sanders will keep. And to the end zone. Shedeur Sanders runs his way in for 6. If they can punch it in here, they'll have a shot. And he gets away. Sanders will keep.
Now, this is, mind you, this is only after 3 weeks. Okay, 3 weeks of practicing with the ones. So, right? They should have been doing this all along. But, you know, like I said, it's obvious now, the sabotage. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's blatantly obvious. It's in your face. Even if you wanted to ignore it at some point, right now you cannot. Okay, you absolutely cannot. Kevin Stefanski literally handed the Titans the games. He handed them the game yesterday, period.
Sanders. Well protected. And there's Jerry Jeudy. And he's off. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland.
Okay.
For Sanders. Well protected.
Yeah, DJ Big Six said the fix is in. Yeah, it's been in, honey. And you know, this is what I've been telling you all about the whole time. Ever since we saw him fall in the draft and all of that ignorance that was going on, I pretty much knew, and many of us knew, that this is what was going to happen. Something along these lines. Okay, just a whole bunch of hating going on. And it's really a darn shame. They just, like Coach Kevin Stefanski, he just does not want this young man to be great. And you know, some people say it's because he picked Dylan Gabriel over Shedeur, and that if Shedeur outshines Dylan, which it's already been done, that can cost him his job. Well, he needs to lose his damn job. Okay, at the end of the day, he should have been lost it. He's not a good coach. I don't care what anybody says.
Yes, I just didn't respond. It's me. Yeah, no.
Sanders hesitates. And he gets away. Sanders will keep. And to the end zone, Shedeur Sanders runs his way in for 6. Sanders hesitates.
OG Patrice says, I want Shedeur to get the F out of Cleveland. Yeah, I do too, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Mel says Shedeur keeps a smile on his face. He absolutely does. Now, you know who I wonder what they had to say about all of this is Shannon and Ocho. Shannon, Ocho, and Skip Bayless. I wonder what they have to say about all of this. Hold on. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Hold on, give me just a second. Because I already know they went in. Let me find their shorter clip. Okay, I think this is it. Okay, Ocho. See Shedeur shines on balls. Okay, here it is right here. They said Shannon went off on Stefanski. Yes, I knew he would. Okay, here we go.
All up down the middle of the field when he was playing so well, and he didn't.
Confused by this, I had to make 2 phone calls. I had to make 2 phone calls to people who have been head coaches before, just to make sure I can get a better understanding and get a better perspective and context on what was being made. But obviously, even though they're not coaching anymore right now, even though they're not a part of the NFL right now, the answers they gave me were PC. So they wouldn't give me what I really wanted to hear. And I'm not going to say any names, but Stefanski, I can't say anything about it being fired because this is the reason why they didn't want Shedeur starting in the first place. Because now you see
what he's capable of. Because everybody said if he'd have started at the beginning of the season, what could we have been?
And this is exactly why they didn't want him starting. This is exactly why he wouldn't get any reps, because they understood what you would get once he gets in there and he gets acclimated to the system with his players and he gets any kind of chemistry and continuity with that offense. This is what you get. And the stuff you pull in when you after you score and taking them out, this is not college. You're not
right. And this is what I told you all, right? This is exactly what we've been talking about. The sabotage of it all. I told you all he didn't want Shedeur starting because he already knows Shedeur is better than Gabriel. Okay, and he was trying so desperately by giving Gabriel all those reps, trying to get him up, trying to get him more advanced or progressed or whatever. No matter how far he progresses, he's just never going to be at Shedeur's level. There's some people who are born with it, and there's some people who work to get it. And the people who are born with it, they're always going to be better at it. That's just what it is. It's genetics. And genetics don't lie, okay? They just don't. And we already know who are superior when it comes to athletics, period. So that was just crazy to me. But at the end of the day, Kevin Stefanski, he's not able to hide it anymore. Because yes, now they see exactly what Shedeur is capable of. Okay? I mean, those of us who have sins, we already knew. The haters wanted to try to downplay it and undercut him, but now they can't even make any sense. It's just nothing but hatred.
Running trick plays. You're not going to fool anybody. The Wildcat is not going to work. This is not 2007. Ronnie Brown ain't back there.
And they tried to run the Wildcat, Ocho. They tried to run the Wildcat. Look, the reason why the Dolphins ran the Wildcat is because their quarterback wasn't any good. You got a competent quarterback that's playing his ass off. I felt that he made probably one mistake tonight, Ocho, is that when he threw the ball up down the middle of the field when he was playing so well, and he didn't really need to do that. And that's why I was like, Shedeur, You're playing so well. You know you're not supposed to just heave the ball up down the middle of the field. Other than that, Ocho, I thought this young man played extremely well. He was balling his ass off, throwing with touch. Did you see the one he dropped down in the bucket? Man, he dropped it in the bucket.
Yeah.
Good thing. The throw that he had that was given Fannin Jr., the one he had touched, the Jerry Judy that he hit for 60, that basically was the same play that he missed, that he overshot him the game before.
But he hit him this time. And I'm glad him and Judy got on that same page this week. I was happy to see that. But that goddamn Fannin Jr., boy, he's the real plays. Every goddamn week, 44 popping up on film. That? Every week, 44 popping up on film. I don't know what they got. I don't know what kind of chemistry. I don't know if they stay after practice and they work together. But every time the ball is in the air, he got to have it. He got to have it.
I agree with you. Hey, what about the touch pass that he threw? He retreating and threw the touch pass to Njoku.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he has things that you just can't teach.
No, you can't.
He has things that you can't teach. And
the funny thing about
go ahead, make your point.
No, I was gonna say what he lacks in mobility, he makes up in so many other areas when it comes to being able to extend plays, being able to play off script, being able to be accurate, on the run. He's phenomenal at that. And the fact that he looks as good in only his third start, as bad as the Cleveland Browns team is, not defense, team is offensively, to have him in there and give them that spark to where now in each game they're competing.
Yes,
they're competing week in and week out.
And he's playing through his bull jive coach.
I always have to laugh when Shannon says bull jive. You know, he doesn't curse. He's just like Dion. Dion doesn't curse either. Hold on. All right, let's hear what Skip has to say, because I bet Skip's not going to be as nice about it as Shannon and Ocho.
I'm going to say it again. Kevin Stefanski must be fired. I'm going to say it again and again and again. Kevin Stefanski did not want Shedeur Sanders, didn't even want him in the 5th round. Kevin Stefanski has done everything in his power to keep Shedeur Sanders from succeeding in Cleveland as a 5th round pick against all odds. Even yanking Shedeur again for the potential tying 2-point conversion, going with the Wildcat. It was a disaster. After Shedeur had shown again and again, he's the answer in the red zone for the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders just played by far his best game as a pro. He just threw for 364 yards and 3 touchdowns and led the Browns in rushing and scored a rushing touchdown from 7 yards. Clutch. Just led an 80-yard drive in 7 plays to put them within striking distance, 31-29.
I would say it's like having another producer in the room that knows exactly what your song needs. This is co-producer, the fastest.
Tying 2-point conversion after he had just thrown a short touchdown pass, a beautiful fade rainbow to the rookie Fannin to get the score to 31-23. He just showed you again and again what he can do. He's who Cleveland has been looking for, as he said before his first start in Las Vegas. And Kevin Stefanski did it again. Kevin Stefanski just cost the Browns a tie, maybe an overtime. I don't know. The way Shedeur was operating, they surely would have won the game somehow, some way, because that's what Shedeur does. Shedeur just completely outplayed Cam Ward. I'm going to say it again. I said it before the draft. The Tennessee Titans should have taken Shedeur Sanders #1 overall. I like Cam Ward. I love Shedeur Sanders. He's the whole package. He's playing for a sorry football team that played a sorry football game today, and Shedeur lifted them up out of the snow and nearly pulled it off by himself. I don't know what more you could ask of Shedeur Sanders against all odds. Cam Ward just threw for 117 yards on 14 of 28. He threw a couple of touchdown passes, one early. He's not bad. He's pretty good, but he ain't Shedeur Sanders. The Cleveland Browns, when I least expected it, allowed 184 rushing yards to the 1-11 Tennessee Titans in Cleveland. 184 rush yards. You're going to lose at home if you do that, and they finally did, 31-29. The Tennessee Titans just won again. They're 1-11 because, in the end, Dylan Sampson, the rookie out of Tennessee, fumbled, trying to do too much. Then the Browns got a kicked a punt block in their end of the field, and Tony Pollard, my little man from the Cowboys, just kept running wild. And all of a sudden I look up, and thanks to the fumble and the block punt, it's 31-17 Tennessee. You're kidding. The Browns were 4.5-point favorites. They should have won this game going away, but the defense just didn't show up today. And then the screw-ups. Look at what happened to start the game. They just weren't ready to play. Opening kickoff. Look what the whole Shedeur got put in. Opening kickoff. They run it back all the way to the 15.
And then you had the haters. Then you had the haters saying, oh, he lost to them. I said the team lost. He didn't lose. They act like Shedeur is the whole, can do everything by himself. He literally carried the team on his back. What more do they want? Okay, make it all make sense. Another thing is, I was glad to see that him and Judy seemed like they were on one accord. Hold on yesterday. Okay, I was glad to see they were on one accord yesterday at the end of the day. Different than last week, because I thought I was going to have to take a trip to Cleveland and give Judy a piece of my mind. Okay. Now I'm going to go to this clip of Shedeur speaking after the game on yesterday. Then I'm going to go to Cam speaking after the game, and I'm going to go to Stefanski speaking after the game, because I haven't heard what Stefanski had to say. I want to hear what he had to say about that bull-ish that he pulled yesterday, that bull jive coach. Okay, like Shannon says. I want to hear what he has to say. What's his excuse?
How important was that after the interception to be able to stay clear and then come back and lead those two drives in the last, 6-8 minutes?
Yeah, definitely on the interception. I feel we stagnant, I'm trying to get a spark. I'm trying to, so that's all it is. And as the game goes on, as time goes on, and I know my dad mad at me for that, for sure. I know the team, everybody is. But I would say as time goes on, those decisions and those things, will slim down. And we won't be in situations where I have that feeling, like I got to make something happen. So, yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, how do people blame Shedeur when the coach is clearly making some BS calls? And that's what's been going on from day one. Okay? BS calls. Ever since the preseason game, if you all remember that first preseason game where Shedeur excelled and everybody was talking about it, Coach Stefanski, ever since that day, was doing little stuff to sabotage Shedeur. Okay? And that was his game plan.
Real good. See him catch up with him. Just let him know, I'm here. I'm excited to, see him keep going. And, he's going to continue to, make plays with Cleveland. He's a good quarterback, and so I'm excited to have him as a friend.
really don't like when people compare Cam and Shedeur because they're both two black quarterbacks who are doing good, and not to mention they're friends. They're friends, And just because Shedeur is really good, he should have been picked first draft. Okay, first pick, first draft, in my opinion. But he wasn't, and because of the hate. But Cam is also a good quarterback. Okay, I love Cam too. At the end of the day, we're rooting for him too. Okay, with that all being said, let's go to Stefanski and hear this bullish he's about to tell us. Okay, that he's going. I just want to hear the excuses he's going to make, if any.
The Titans, they won the game, so they made more plays than we did in the end, but just disappointed to some of the things that happened that game. We expect more from our run defense.
We expect more from the run defense. Let me just hush. Man, you need to expect more from yourself. Don't even try to blame this BS on the team. Blame it on yourself for the sorry ass decisions that you made. Okay, is he serious right now? Here's the thing. I have questions. Is he involved in some type of NFL gambling ring or something? Shaving points? What's going on here? Okay, what is going on here? We know you hate Shedeur, but is it something else working too? I think he needs to be investigated. What the hell's going on here? Okay, is somebody gambling? I have questions. Throwing games? Okay, the fix is in. Yeah, that's exactly what this is all about, in my opinion.
The giveaways there. That's not about who we are. We got to protect the ball. We had a punt blocked, and obviously not getting either of the 2-point plays really off is frustrating. So that's on all of us. We own it. Can't hide from it. It's all of us. It's offense, defense, special teams. It's players and coaches. We'll own it. It's frustrating, but we'll move on together. That's what we'll do. Then I'll take any questions.
I know Shedeur had the pretty bad interception, but just overall, what about the sort of moxie that he showed in bringing?
Yeah, he fought, throughout the game, which we knew he would. Obviously, with any young player, Mary Kay, there's going to be ups and downs, and I thought there were some really, really, really good moments. He'll keep learning from some of the plays that he wants back, but some really good moments.
What was supposed to happen on that?
Do you all notice how he just cannot stand or bear to give Shedeur any credit? Oh, he'll keep getting better. He had some really good moments. He's breaking records out here. Oh my God. Let me just not, because I could say some stuff about this man that'll get me kicked off of YouTube. But let's keep going.
Last 2-point conversion.
Yeah, not going to get into all the specifics, Jeff, but obviously did not go as we thought it would.
Did you make that call or did Tommy?
Yeah, I make every call. Why
would you take him off?
Yeah, it's a 2-point play. Didn't come through on our first 2-point play. Got to the second 2-point play. We didn't come through, but that's all.
Mother sucker, we know you didn't come through. That's not what he asked you. He asked you why you took Shedeur off the field. Now I want y'all to pay attention. You see, he can't answer that. The man asked him, why did you take him off the field? Well, it was our 2-point play. We didn't come through. We know you didn't come through. You lost the damn game. But why did you take Shedeur off the field? Yikes. Why did you take him off the field? Because you're a hater and because you don't like him. But you can't say that part out loud. So let's just gaslight and deflect as per usual. I literally hate this man. Y'all just don't even know how much I hate this man. I wish the worst on him every day. Period. Something bad's going to happen to him real soon, too. Y'all think I'm joking? Watch what I tell you.
On me.
Was that play call yours or Tommy's?
I'm responsible for all of it.
Kevin, on the first one, just I guess what prompted wanting to go forward in that scenario?
Yeah, it's a scenario that we talk about a lot. That's something that when you're down 14, feel good about the decision there. Didn't come through.
You mentioned the run defense. What did you see as being the biggest issue?
Yeah, we have to look at it. That's not what we're built to do. It's not what we're about. We'll look at all of it again. It's things that we'll make sure we point it out and fix it. But give them credit. But that's something that we hang our hat on.
Kevin, another special teams blunder. How do you keep believing in Bubba?
Yeah, I'm not going to get into that type of stuff, Jeff. We have to play better. We have to coach better. But
Same ish he says every week. We have to play better. We have to coach better. No, you have to coach better. Okay? That's what you need to do.
That's just the bottom line.
Ethan, was it an Achilles?
Yes.
Do you know?
You don't know till you get the testing, but didn't look good.
Instead, concussion?
Yes.
Kevin, is this the kind of game where, just how do you explain all of the mistakes just across the board from so many different phases of your game against a 1-11 football team?
Yeah, I think you go into any game versus anybody, Mary Kay, you have to play your best. You have to execute in the time when it's time to execute. It's our job as coaches to put our guys in position.
Let me tell you all something about him. Mel said he's a hater like Trump. Well, at least Trump has sense enough not to hate on Shedeur. I'll say that much. But I'll tell you something about this man right here. Okay, this man is such an arrogant piece of ish. Okay, and such a hater. Like, he can't even hide it. He can't even hide it at this point. My thing is, why isn't anyone saying anything about this? Like, what is the rest of the franchise? What are they saying? The owners, are they in on this? Because they would have to be. Because why are they letting him sabotage? He's the kind of person that literally is cutting off his nose to spite his face. And that's what devils will do. They will literally cut off their nose to spite their face. If them excelling means you excelling with them and they want to hold you back, well, they will not excel. They will stay stagnant just to hold you back. That's what he's doing. He's making the entire team suffer losses because he does not like one player by the name of Shedeur Sanders. Okay, I want you all to pay attention to that. That is very telling. Somebody who's willing to throw an entire game because they don't like the quarterback. And he would not even have Shedeur starting, save for Andrew Berry told him to. I guarantee you. Okay? The GM who picked Shedeur. All right? I guarantee you. He still would not want him playing. At the end of the day, he'd have Dylan right back out there on that field. Concussion or not. This man is low down and dirty, honey. But I'll tell y'all something, honey. Okay? Because he's about to make me, and I'm not even lying. He's about to make me go to the ancestors and have a conversation about him real quick. That's my next move. Go to the ancestors, have a whole talk about this man, and then see what happens. Okay, Captain Stefanski, don't make me do it. Okay, because I will.
And we came up short, bottom line.
Is the reason you didn't use Shedeur on the 2-point play was because he fumbled the first one?
No.
How soon did you know that you were going to go Wildcat for that 2-point?
Yeah, during the week, you talk about 2-point plays in total, plays that you like in those moments. And obviously, the first one, we didn't get off exactly how we wanted to. The second one didn't get off how we wanted to.
But like, as the drive was going down, did you already have in your mind that you were going to that specific play?
Yes.
You explain the decision to not kick on that first one.
Yeah, it's something that we've done in the past. I know you see it around the league. The idea of being, you get the 2, you know what you're doing at the next one, but something we've done before.
I know you talked about the rookies play up and down, but on that interception, is it as simple as when a play goes on that long, throw it out of bounds?
Yeah, but he'll learn from that. Again, young players, you learn from every turn that's out there. There's some great stuff that you can coach off of. I thought some of his pocket movement was outstanding. Some really, really good throws, especially late in the drive. I thought he was really good there. But always going to learn from our mistakes.
How important was it to get that one to Jerry? Obviously, especially after last week, when obviously he was a little frustrated with the way that things went.
Yeah, obviously, I thought it was a really good decision by Shedeur to get through his progression there, get to Jerry on that in cut. Felt good about that play. Really throughout the game, ran that play earlier, got it to Harold. Second time, got it to Shedeur. Shedeur got it to Jerry. Did a really nice job moving in the pocket.
Let me tell you something. He didn't like that. Okay, I guarantee he didn't like it. He didn't like it because he doesn't like Shedeur. That play, okay, when Shedeur threw to Jerry, and then Jerry did the backflip and all that, it was all so exciting and entertaining. And then him and Jerry got together and took the knee. He didn't like any of it. You know why he didn't like any of it? Because the crowd loved it, so did the media, okay? And that's what he doesn't want. He doesn't want anything making Shedeur look, bigger, larger than life, anything that brightens his star, okay, and dulls Dylan's. That's what he doesn't want. So no, he didn't like that. And it was at that moment when he knew, I'm about to F this up. He can do all he wants to do out there in that field, but I'm going to make sure we lose this damn game. That's the last thing I do. And that's what he did. I promise you, that's exactly what he was thinking. I'm going to the ancestors on his hours. I promise you. He's going down for the count, honey. Like something really not nice.
Shedeur check into the first touchdown pass to David.
He's either going to get fired or he's going to be just having some misfortunes.
It looked like he made some kind of call at the line of scrimmage.
No.
Kevin, how difficult is it? Looked like you were trying to kick away from DK all day, touchback. Is that tough when that's not your style, but it's kind of gotten to the point where?
Yeah, I think.
Yes, I absolutely cannot with his lying ass. Okay, just up there and lying, dude. Get the F out of here. Okay, but hold on, because here's one thing I want you all to pay attention to. Here's what Coach Prime said. That right? And this is what I know that Shedeur already knows this because his daddy already said it. But I want you all to pay attention because here's the thing. As I watched that game, and I was thinking that he's trying so desperately to stifle Shedeur. Those two little stunts that Jerry Jeudy pulled last week and the week prior, fumbling the ball, I think Kevin Stefanski told him to do it. I sure do. I think Stefanski told Jerry Jeudy to do it both times. I think he did. Now, with that all being said, and remember, you all know I thought that because I told you, I'm like, wait a minute, is Jerry Jeudy and Stefanski gambling? What's going on here? Because that looks like it was all on purpose. I still think it was. So, with that all being said, I was thinking that try though he might, he's not going to be able to stop what's coming. He's not going to be able to stop what's coming because the Most High has already ordained it for Shedeur. So it's coming. His day is coming regardless. Another thing is I was thinking about how Shedeur is such a leader. Shedeur is such a leader. At the end of the day, you can see that the other players look to him, okay, for guidance. At the end of the day, also, even though he's just now becoming the starter. Second of all, he's trying to, hinder him or whatever. But the bottom line is you cannot stop somebody who's truly meant to walk in greatness. And you cannot stop a leader who is destined to lead. And that's what Shedeur is. And here's what Dion had to say. And this went just along with what I was already thinking. Okay, so let's get into it. Kevin Stefanski, your ass is going down. Okay, I'm going to keep praying on that. Period. I'm going to pray for his downfall. I sure am.
Matter where you're located while you're leading. You don't have to be the one in front to lead. You don't have to be the highest paid person in the room to lead. You don't have to have the one with the most credentials to lead. You don't even need to be in the back to lead. Leading is something that's an innate ability that attracts people to your words and your actions. And it's not one thing that makes that person more attractive than the other. A leader has so many different qualities. I've seen different type of leaders that were very prominent in different. It don't matter where you're located while you're leading. You don't have to be the one in front to lead.
Okay, so y'all heard what he said. Y'all heard what Coach Prime said. All right. Reggie said, can you imagine our ancestors with this ability but unable to develop it for their own benefit? I know, right? I know. Damn shame. Darn shame, it really is. Okay, says Josh says you might not believe, but he believes in me and you will see. 12, 12, 144. Okay, and that's the thing too. I'm glad you put those numbers up there, beloved, because what have I told you all? See, this is how you know that God has a hand in this. Because those of you who know about numerology, okay, that's been on the spiritual channel, I've been telling you all about angel numbers and spiritual numbers and the the numerology that's all in through the Bible. Number 12, very significant. 144, very significant. And what was Shedeur drafted? 144. What number did he have to change to? 12. He was previously number 2. So I told y'all right then and there, that was all signs, okay, symbols, and letting us know that God got his back and he's going to be good, and he is, okay? It's written in the stars, all right? It's written in the stars. And you can't stop greatness, honey. You can't stop what God has already ordained. That's just what it is. And for one, the hate is going to continue to grow. With every level comes new devils, okay? And Shedeur is rising in the ranks, okay? And so there's going to be even more hate coming, honey. So get ready, all right? But his aunties, yeah, we ain't here for it. We're going to ride on their backs. We're going to stand 10 toes down, and we're going to stand on business, and we're going to call out these haters, because that's what we're going to continue to do, all right? And so anyway, with that all being said, let me give you all your lifelines so we can get up out of here, because y'all know I'm coming back later. And later when I come back, you guys do not want to miss it. There is a very tragic story that happened to a TikToker that I want to talk about. A case of domestic violence, all very sad. And it involves just very intriguing as far as I'm concerned. Now, this happened a couple of weeks ago. I'm just now finding out about it. I heard people talking, but I didn't know the person. I wasn't familiar with the content creator. So I started doing some research, and I was like, this is a sad story. And I think it needs to have attention brought to it about domestic violence, things going on in the trans community, some people who want to stay on the DL, some people who once they come out and then they, just feel some type of way because the person they came out for no longer wants to be with them. We're going to talk about all of that. And it's another conversation I want to have with you all too. And I know I'm gonna be stepping on somebody's toes, but y'all know I don't care about that. Okay, but let me give you all these lifelines, honey, because y'all need to be out here staying safe. Have y'all heard the word on the curb that there's an outbreak per se? Let's get into it. I'm not gonna say an outbreak, but there is an old illness that has resurfaced. All right, let's get into it. And it's been found several cases in Kentucky. Okay, several cases in Kentucky. Let's just hope it don't spread everywhere. All right, everyone, please like and share. Okay, let's get into it. First off, let's get into this video that explains exactly what it is. And it's called a whooping cough. For those of you, I'm sure you've all heard of it. Most of us have never had it because we were vaccinated for it. But now suddenly it's back with a vengeance.
Whooping cough, also known as pertussis, is a highly contagious respiratory illness caused by the bacteria Bordetella pertussis. The bacteria produce toxins that damage airways, taking weeks, if not months, to heal even after the bacteria have left the body. It spreads easily through coughs and sneezes and can be especially dangerous for babies and young children. Although vaccines dramatically reduced whooping cough numbers after they were distributed in the 1940s, the disease never fully disappeared. In fact, case numbers have been creeping up in recent years. The United States saw 6 times more cases in 2024 than in 2023, and Florida has experienced a sharp surge, with more than 1,000 confirmed cases reported in 2025. Florida's
Okay, we're going to stop it right there. I just wanted you all to get an overview of what we're about to talk about. So now let's go to some of the cases in Kentucky. Whooping cough cases surge in Kentucky, reaching highest number since 2012. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Let's get into it. Lifelines, everyone pay attention.
Whooping cough cases are surging in Kentucky. The state is reporting the highest number of cases in more than a decade. There have been 566 reported cases in Kentucky this year. That's the most since 2012. At least 3 babies have died from whooping cough so far. The state health department confirmed none of those infants or their mothers had been vaccinated. Here in Jefferson County, the number of cases is also on the rise, with 41 so far.
Whooping cough caused by Bordetella pertussis is highly contagious, which means it only takes a small amount of the bacteria to actually cause a significant infection. So again, when someone is ill, if for adults, they need to stay home. Children, they should be kept at home as well too, to prevent spread.
Doctors say the best way to protect your family is to get vaccinated. They say infants should be vaccinated according to the recommended schedule beginning at 2 months. Children, teens, and adults should also stay up to date on their shots.
All right. So there you have it. Whooping cough is back. So what do y'all think about that? What? Coach DC, what are you talking about here? Hold on. I ain't going out. The Walking Dead. I'm sorry, y'all. What are you even talking about? The Walking Dead. Danielle said, this makes me think about when the Honorable Minister Farrakhan said how in the last days that old diseases would start reappearing. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. You know, if we go by biblical prophecy, these really are the last days. Y'all know that, right? Y'all do know that if we're going by what the Bible says, because let's talk about it for a second before we roll up out of here. So I know most of y'all don't read the Bible. Even some of y'all that's Christians in the chat don't read the Bible. Y'all just have a Bible. It sits at home on your mantle or somewhere on a shelf, gathering and collecting dust. Every now and then you take it and dust it off, go to church and pretend to be paying attention, and then you let the pastor tell you what it says. You don't really read it for yourself. So I'm going to do you a favor and tell you. In the Bible, it talks about how, when Jesus, after the crucifixion and the resurrection, was ascending back into the heavens from whence he came, the disciples came upon him and they said to him, when shall there be another Passover? In other words, when would he return? And he told them, there shall come a man upon you bearing water. Follow him into the city where he entereth in, or follow him into the house where he entereth in, right? Who is the water bearer? That is Aquarius. Aquarius, the symbol for Aquarius is the water bearer. That being said, he was basically saying that he shall return during the age of Aquarius. Now, when Jesus roamed the earth, it was the age of Pisces. That's why you see people with a little symbol of a fish on the backs of their cars. That represents Jesus, okay, the age of Pisces. And each age or eon, whatever you choose to call it, you can call it an age or an eon, lasts approximately 2,066 years. And if memory serves me correct, and I think that it does. So with that all being said, that was about 2,000 something years ago. So with that all being said, we're now in the age of Aquarius. So it's safe to assume that these are in fact the days of which the Savior is supposed to return. So does that make these the last days? Okay. Yeah, that makes these the last days. Okay, I want y'all to pay attention. And see, that's why Reggie said astrology in the Bible. Exactly, beloved. Okay, so with that all being said, these things that are happening, like all of the truth coming out, and I want you all to pay attention too, because here's the thing. You know how the right is always talking about the woke left, and they tried to demonize the term woke because the Black people started using that as to talk about people waking up from the slumber, and coming into the truth and being more consciously aware and things like that. You see, devils don't want you to wake up to the truth. They want you to be stuck on stupid, and they want you to be lost in the fog, okay? And they cover things with smoke and mirrors. That's what they've always done. When you start seeking and finding the truth, they want to make you think that the truth is lies and fiction, and that it's conspiracy theories and things like that. And so when you start talking about waking up, well, now they're going to demonize that word and act like there's something wrong with people that are supposed woke. Okay, that's what they do, because that's what devils do to hinder you from moving forward and progressing and learning. Because when you start to learn and you start to figure things out for yourselves, then you start figuring out what they're doing, and you start realizing that, wait a minute, a damn minute, why are all of us down here mad at each other? Why are the poor white people and the regular white people mad at Black folk? Okay, why are the Black immigrants coming here mad at the other Black people that was already here? And why is everybody down here bickering about race, ethnicity, culture, and all different things, while the global elite, the 1% who rule over us all, continue to get richer, consume more with greed, garner more control over us, keep us all oppressed clearly, okay, to a degree, specifically us. But, you know, when we all start realizing that really those are the enemies, those are the ones we all need to be looking at and pointing the finger at, not each other, because that's not going to get us anywhere. See, when that happens, they're going to lose power. They're going to fall from grace. Okay, and they know it. So right now they have to have people like Trump to keep all this division sowed. And see, that's why I say when these people like the Somalians come over here and start pointing the finger at us and they start saying, oh, the Black people are doing this and they're doing that. First of all, y'all didn't come here with open arms. When you came here, we had open arms. Because everybody knows that the African Americans are the most loving, thoughtful, accepting, forgiving, welcoming people of any people on this planet. And that's just a damn fact. And anybody who denies that is just lying to themselves. But at the end of the day, it is always other people levying attacks against us. See, we already know what the truth is. We already know that divide and conquer is the tactic that the global elite, that the United States have always used. And it's always worked. That's how they stay in power and control. It's easier to control people when they're all fighting amongst themselves. They're all bickering amongst themselves. But the minute those people all come together and unify collectively and turn and look in the same direction at who is sitting over there running everything, it's going to be a problem for them. And they can't have that. So, we've already awakened, most of us. I'm just waiting for the rest of the people to catch up. Until they do, sorry, but we're just going to stay on their heads too. Okay? It's called tough love, Somalians. It's called tough love. See, I'm not going to sit here and coddle you, okay, while you go in on me. That's what I'm not going to do. All right? Now, when you wake up and realize what time it is, okay, then we can all join forces. But until then, the only forces I can defend are mine. All right? My tribe. It will be good when all of the tribes can get together, and stay they will. It just ain't today, sadly. Okay, it just isn't today, sadly. And also, these other tribes need to stop coming to us only when they want something, because I'm going to tell you how that feels. I'm sure that everybody listening within the sound of my voice knows somebody who doesn't call you to see how you're doing. If they hear that you're sick, they're not going to call and check on you. Okay? If anything, they're likely going to hope you don't call and ask them for anything. But when they need something, who are they going to call? You. And you know they want something every time they call, because that's the only time they call is when they want something. And you resent people like that. You are annoyed by people like that. You don't really want to hear from people like that. That's how I feel about people who only want to call on African Americans when you need us for something. If you don't check on us when we are here protesting in the streets, when somebody who looks like us or belongs to one of us has gotten murked out here by a police officer, unjustly, or some racial moment that has caused them to lose their life or whatever, or some injustice such as Carmelo Anthony with the whole thing with the Austin Metcalf, when he was defending himself. If you don't come and check on us and you don't have time for us when these things happen, please, please, please don't come looking to us for support and defense or protection when the ish hits the fan. That's all I'm saying. Now, if you want us to have your backs, then you had best to have ours, because we didn't start this beef. That's what we didn't do with anybody who came here. The people who come here from foreign lands who almost look like us come over here and start the ish with us. When they start talking down on us and acting like they're better than us because the government gives them stuff they don't give us. Okay? You think that's smart? All right? All I'm saying is y'all are some unruly, ungrateful ass kids, and y'all need to realize where the hell y'all came from, because all y'all asses came from us. We are the mothers and fathers of this universe. We were here first. All of y'all came from us. Okay, miss me with it. All right? And if you didn't know, now you know. With that all being said, I'm up out of here. Listen, I'll be back later, you all, probably around 8 o'clock. Okay? Probably around 8 o'clock. We're going to talk about that domestic incident like I told you all. So everyone, make sure you tune in. For those of you that are in the LGBTQIA plus. Okay, how many letters y'all added on at this point? For all of y'all, yeah, bring all your peoples, because this is about that. Trans people, y'all tune in too, because this is about that. Okay? So, anyway, love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Okay? And let me tell y'all something, honey. YouTube is wearing me out. Okay? Hiding these views and all that stuff, so they don't have to pay the queen my money. But guess what? Like I told y'all, at the end of the day, it really don't matter because I don't make my living off YouTube. But what I will say is this: one thing about it is, no matter whether it shows I have 1,000 people, 1,000 views, 100,000 views, you're gonna get the same quality, okay, of a broadcast regardless. That's just what you're gonna get. All right. Because to me, ScrewTube does me like Stefanski does Shedeur. They just won't let me be great. I bet they're probably thinking I'm saying to myself, I should have never took them to court. I'm glad I took their ass to court. And guess what? In a minute, I'm going to be taking them right back. Stay tuned. With that all being said, love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got